The morning arrives, as it always does. A quiet, unceremonious event. It doesn't ask for permission. It just is. The light comes first. Always. It feels like the purest part of the day, before anything has been asked of me. It slides across the floorboards, a slow, patient crawl. It has no agenda. It finds the small dust motes suspended in the air, turning them into a brief, silent galaxy. Each one a tiny world, unconcerned. It touches the rim of a ceramic cup left on a table from the night before, a ghost of a past decision. For a moment, I stand and watch this quiet arrival. I try to hold on to this feeling of emptiness, the good kind, the kind that feels like potential. There is no rush in this light. It doesn't hurry toward noon. It simply reveals what is there. The chair, the table, the book left open. It passes no judgment. My mind, however, feels different. It's already stirring. It doesn't have the same stillness. It feels like a room with many open doors, or not quite open, just slightly ajar, beckoning. Each door is a small choice, waiting to be made. A potential path for the next few seconds, the next few minutes. Open this one. Step through. See what happens. Close that one. Decide against it, for now. But the act of closing it is still a decision. It takes something. Choose this shirt. The blue one. It's simple. Or that one. The gray one. It feels a little softer. Does it matter? No. But the question has been asked, and now it needs an answer. Make coffee this way. The slow way. The ritual. Or another. The fast way. Just press a button. Which version of myself am I today? The patient one or the efficient one? Check this message now. It could be important, or it could be nothing. The uncertainty is the hook. Or perhaps later. Let it wait. But now, a part of my mind is occupied with the task of checking. Another small weight. A tiny, almost imperceptible weight has settled on my chest. It's been there for a while, I think. It is not one heavy thing, but a collection of countless small ones. 1,000 tiny threads of what next? Each is a decision, a microcalculation, a small expenditure of energy. Outside, the street is nearly empty. The world seems to be holding its breath. A single car passes by, its sound a soft hum in the stillness. It has a destination. It has already made its choice of route. For a second, the world outside my window appears beautifully simple. Cause and effect, A to B. But inside my head, it is a place of many small questions. A web of possibilities. What task should I begin with first? The big one that feels daunting, or the small one that feels easy? Which is the right way to start? Which email requires my immediate attention? They all have subject lines that hint at urgency, a performance of importance. What should I prepare for breakfast? Something quick? Something healthy? The same thing as yesterday? Do I answer that message now, or should I wait until I have more time? If I wait, will I forget? If I answer now, will it derail my morning? Each question, no matter how small, takes a tiny piece of something from me. A little bit of focus, a little bit of peace. Each one asks me to decide, to commit a small fragment of my mental energy to a choice that will soon be forgotten. But the energy is spent all the same. It doesn't come back. The day has barely begun, and already the process of choosing has started. The quiet erosion. I used to think that on some days I was simply lazy, that the feeling was a character flaw. I believed I needed more drive, more motivation to push through the slowness I felt. I would tell myself to just try harder, as if effort was a muscle I wasn't flexing enough. But now, I have come to see it in a different light. It's not about trying harder. Maybe it's about trying less. Or rather, deciding less. It is not a lack of will that holds me back. It's not a failure of discipline. It is more like a cup that is already full to the very brim, filled with yesterday's decisions and the anticipation of tomorrow's. This cup holds all the choices I must make, the big ones and the tiny, insignificant ones. They all take up the same space. When the cup is full, it can hold no more. Any new drop, any new question, just spills over the side. And that spill feels like exhaustion. It feels like paralysis. I feel heavy, and my movements become slow and deliberate. Each action requires conscious thought because the autopilot of intuition is drained. The soft light on the kitchen table feels gentle and kind, a silent witness to this internal state. It doesn't demand anything. It just illuminates. I breathe, just for a second. I try to make that the only decision, the choice to just breathe. I notice the simple kettle on the stove. It has one job. It boils water. There is a beautiful certainty in that. I think of the small, unchanging ritual of making tea. It's a decision I made a long time ago. Tea in the morning. It's a default, a pre-made choice. This quiet, ordinary scene helps me to see the pattern more clearly. The relief in the absence of choice. The pattern is one of accumulation, a constant, low-level hum of deliberation, a slow gathering of tiny demands. Each one on its own is weightless. A feather. But 1,000 feathers can become heavy. The day begins with a whisper of choices, and soon they become a quiet chorus, each voice asking for a small piece of my attention. The weight is not dramatic. It's not a crisis. That would almost be easier. It does not arrive with a crash. It doesn't announce itself. Instead, it settles like falling snow, flake by flake, until a soft, heavy blanket covers everything. And moving under that blanket requires so much more effort. The light continues its slow journey across the room, unbothered by the complex world of human decisions. It touches the wall now. Soon it will be gone. It simply is. And then it isn't. There's no choice involved. And in its steady presence, I begin to understand that the feeling of being unmotivated is perhaps not a failing. It's a signal. It is, instead, a very natural response to being tired. Deeply tired. Tired. Not from doing, but from the endless act of deciding what to do next. Tired from holding all the possibilities in my head at once. Every day, we stand at the edge of a great river. It's always flowing. This river is made not of water, but of countless small choices. Each one a current, pulling you in a slightly different direction. What to wear? A simple choice, but it's the first dip of the toe in the water. What to eat? Another current. Which route to take to work? The fast one with traffic, or the slow one with the nice view? Each has a cost and a benefit. Another calculation. Which music to listen to? Something to focus? Something to relax? Or just silence? The choice for silence is still a choice. Which app notification to check? Each one is a small tributary, threatening to pull you away from the main current of your day. And the effort to resist them, to stay on course, is tiring. It's like swimming against a gentle but relentless tide.